Mrs. Peacock with the candlestick in the library. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It's time to solve a murder. Hello friends, if you don't know me, my name is Rainy Blue and I'm from Rainy Blue Reads, and I am so excited because I've been planning this readathon for a couple of months now and I finally get to talk about it, and this is going to be the Get A Clue Readathon. It is of course inspired by one of my favorite board games of all time, Clue. This edition especially because I grew up playing this game a lot and I missed it, and I happened to buy it the other day off of Etsy. Someone was selling that same exact version with like all of the parts, and then I remembered, wow, I could do a readathon about this, and that's kind of how it came to be. This readathon has a lot of moving parts, and so I have my little document here so that I keep on track and I can explain to you this readathon as best as I can, and I will timestamp accordingly all the different sections, like how the game works, how you score points, how to solve the murder, and a common FAQ section at the end. So let's just dive in so that you can join us for this readathon, which is going to take place the entire month of November, from November 1st to November 30th. So we're going to have a fun fall themed readathon. Before I say anything, I will say the most important thing to remember is that the Discord is basically how you get to know anything that's going on in the game. It's where all of your team chats are going to be. It's going to be where I drop announcement videos and I drop prompts and I drop the Google forms for signing up, submitting books. So I'm going to say, please go join the Discord. The Discord can be found underneath this video right here. Go join it. You can join it even now. There's not much in there yet because the readathon hasn't started yet. But please, if you're going to do anything, if you're going to actually be an active participant in this readathon, you're going to need to join the Discord, because if you don't, you might as well not join, honestly. There's also a Google form down below for you to sign up for your team, and how this is going to work is there will be 6 teams because they correspond with the 6 characters in the Clue game, and I have 12 lovely co-hosts that are co-hosting each team for me. I am going to be floating from team to team, reading whatever I want, giving points to different teams depending on like what prompt I roll for, so I'm not on a team specifically. The teams are as follows. We have Kerneled Mustard, which consists of Krystal from Bond Book Reviews and Brooklyn from Brooklyn Reads. Professor Blum, which includes Bree from 4 Paws and a Book, and Leandra from Leandra TBR 0. Mr. Green, we have Nell from Nell Diamond and Meredith from Reading with Mare. For Miss Scarlet, we have Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading and Katy from I Would Rather Be Reading. For Mrs. Peacock, we have Kelsea from Reads with Kelsea and Amy from Amy's Bookish Life. And for Mrs. White, we have Neva with Reading with Neva and Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers. So I'm so excited that each of these people has decided to be a co-host. This is going to be so much fun. And how this game works is obviously you're wanting to solve a murder and you're wanting to get clues, just like in the game Clue. And so there are 9 rooms in the game on the traditional board game. Each room is going to have a prompt attached to it. However, you're not going to know what that prompt is ahead of time. I mean, sure, you'll probably hear about them from other teams because every room's going to be starting in a different room, but that really doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to read the prompt unless you're in that actual room. As I said, the prompts for each room will be a secret. Only I will know what they are. There are 9 prompts, 1 for each room, and the rounds will drop at random times throughout the month. So like a new room will open at different times of the month. At the end of each round, or at the end of whatever room that you're in, when the next set of rooms is unlocked or the next prompt is dropped, your team's channel in Discord will receive a video with a clue in it. So you always get a clue after finishing a prompt, whether or not your team read the most books for that room or whatever it is. Every team will receive a clue. I will reveal a card of either a character, a weapon, or a room. So just like in Clue, you'll see one of these bad boys and the game clue, and you can mark it off on your rusty trusty investigation sheet, which, yes, I have graphics for you for all of these things, so don't worry, I have all of it available for you in the Discord down below. You will find all of the stuff you need. I would encourage you not to share the clues that you receive with other teams because each team is going to get to these same clues eventually, as everybody's going to receive the same 9 prompts and the same 9 clues. You just might get them in a different order. I mean, it makes the game a little bit better if you don't share the clues, but I can't really police you there. You may not move to the next room, though. You cannot go to the next prompt until you complete the prompt for the room you're currently in. So if you're in the conservatory for room number 1, and then the next room opens, and the next room for you is the kitchen, you can't actually go into the kitchen until you've finished the prompt for the conservatory. Like, you have to read the book that you were reading for the conservatory. If you were to move on, then your book wouldn't count. However, at the end of each prompt or the end of each round, whatever team is in first place, they read the most books for that room specifically, you are going to receive an additional video inside of your Discord channel with an additional clue. So you get a little bit of an advantage because you get an extra clue. But you're going to first receive a poll from me asking whether you want a person clue, a weapon, or a room, and the poll will be open for 3 hours. After the 3 hours are up, I'm going to close the poll, and whatever your team chose is what I'm going to reveal to you. So like, if you're like, oh, we want to get all the people first, then like maybe you'll go for people, maybe you have a game plan. You can talk about this in your team's chat Discord, but this will give your team a bonus, so it's really important to try to stay on track with unlocking new rooms and getting new prompts. Try to read books quickly throughout this readathon. That's the name of the game. There also will be consequences for being last place in the rooms, and you're going to have to see what those consequences are when they happen. On the first night of the readathon, of course, we will be having sprints, and I will be rolling a 9-sided dice to determine which room each team is going to start in, because you may start in different rooms. Some of you might start in the same rooms. That means each team will be starting with a different reading prompt ideally. And remember, in order to leave that room, you must read a book that completes that prompt. However, all of the other rooms at that time will be locked. At that time, you can only read for that prompt in that room until other prompts open back up. And by the end of this entire readathon, you will have done a total of 9 rooms and 9 prompts. And once you have completed the prompt for the room that you're in, you will submit your book with that room's submission form, which is in the Discord. Now let's pretend that your first room was the kitchen and the prompt was read a book that has baking in it of some sort. And you read a book called Blackberry Pie Murder. You would then fill out the submission form for the kitchen and earn points accordingly for your team. There are many ways that you can receive points for books that you read, and these are how you can do it. You can earn points for the number of pages read. For example, if your book is 340 pages, you receive 340 points. You receive 100 extra points for a book written by a BIPOC author. You get 100 points for a book written by an LGBTQ+ author. You get 100 points for any murder mystery book, or mystery book basically, since Clue is a murder mystery game. And you get 100 points for a host favorite, which I will show a picture of this right now just so you can see this. You can screenshot this if you want, but it also will have a list in this Google spreadsheet, because I actually have this entire doc for you to have access to in the Discord, and I also have all of the host favorites listed on there in case you want to read one of those. Now, what if you're like, okay, I'm a really fast reader. What the heck am I supposed to do if I finish the book before the next set of rooms open? I got you. If you finish your book before the next room is unlocked, you can refer to your character's specific list of extra reading prompts. The lists are in the Discord. Do you see a pattern? And you can choose to read another book or 2 to gain your team additional points. So for example, Miss Scarlet's list might have something like read a book with a red cover. And Mr. Green's room might include reading a book with money on the cover. So you can submit as many extra books as you want before the next set of rooms open, or even after they do. I believe you'll get 100 extra points for each one that you submit. Although, trying to keep on pace with the rooms that are opening will help your team win the round and receive that extra clue. So you can read extra submissions. You can read with the current room that you're in, whatever type of books you want to read. And DNFs will only count for this if you read 51% of the book. Otherwise, doesn't count. Now, when it comes to solving the murder. So, as you're going from room to room and you're winning rounds or not, and you're getting clues, you're going to want to solve the murder. So every person that signs up for the readathon will have 1 chance to submit their final guess for the suspect, the weapon, and the room to solve the mystery. There will be a Google form in the Discord to submit it. The team with the highest percentage of correct submissions will receive a large bonus sum of points, that is to be determined. As solving the murder is important, but so is reading as many books as you can in order to earn points for your team. However, you cannot submit your guess unless you have completed 6 out of the 9 rooms. Unless you have read 6 books to complete for the readathon, you cannot submit a guess. Once you've read 6, then you can fill out the Google form, and then we will tally it all up at the end of the month. Now, there also are going to be sprints every single day at some point. Sometimes there's going to be even 2 or 3 sprints within a day, and I will always announce those the night before so that you're prepared for the next day. But we have so many sprints going on, you are going to never be running out of time to read books on us with sprints. Be sure to check the Discord whenever or every day to see when the next set of sprints is going to be. I do have some commonly asked questions, or I do have some frequently asked questions, and I'm also putting these in the Discord, but I'm just going to go through them popcorn style, like super quick. How many prompts do I have to complete for my team? You have to complete 6 in order to actually guess the murder at the end, but if you want your team to win, it's important to read the book for your prompts as quickly as possible before the next room opens. Does this book count? Yes. If you think the book works for the prompt, count it. If you think it doesn't, please don't count it. If you wouldn't like someone else to count it, then don't count it for yourself. How long is the readathon? The readathon takes place all of November, from November 1st to November 30th. Do DNFs count? Only if you read 51% of the book. How do I join a team? With the submission link that is underneath this video, or with the Discord. How do I submit books for the readathon? In the Discord, there is a Google form. What happens if one team has way more players than another? Points are going to be averaged per person on the team, and this is to make it as fair as possible. Sadly, there is no perfect way, but please remember, this really is just for fun. It's really meant to just help us read more and to have a lot of fun while doing it. Can a book I started in October but finished in November count? If you read most of the book in October, then no. If you read most of it in November, then yes. Please use discretion here. Can a book be a reread? Sure, why not? How do we receive clues for our team? After every round is over, your team will automatically receive a clue, but the winning team for each round will also receive an additional clue, which gives them an advantage. What happens if I mess up on my book submissions form? Can I resubmit the book? No, and I'm not going to be fixing anything for anyone if that's going to require too much work, so please double check your submissions before you submit them, or else it's just going to be what it's going to be. I cannot believe I forgot one of the most important things ever. We have merch. Go buy merch. My mom made this lovely design right here. My mom makes all these beautiful designs. She made my Hocus Pocus Readathon one last year, which I think you can find in my store as well if you want to happen to buy that. But this is the Get A Clue Readathon merch. I have included it in classic tees and also in a crew neck sweater, which I know I'm going to be buying because I love sweaters, especially at this time of year. But if you want to rep your team's color, then there is something available in any of the different ones. I believe for white, I decided to go with black just because like white can get really dirty. So if you're on Mrs. White's team, just grab one of the black ones instead. But we have for Colonel Mustard, for Mr. Green, for Miss Peacock, Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, and for Mrs. White. And so yeah, definitely go check out the merch. I'll link that underneath here as well, and I'll also put a link to that in the Discord. And that is all that I have for you for this Get A Clue Readathon. So your action steps are to go sign up for a team below in the Google form. Then to head over to the Discord, which is underneath this video as well, and go join the Discord, go join your team, find your team's private channels, get started talking to your teams. You can start figuring out, or like, I guess, speculating what you think certain prompts are going to be. I will say that I will be dropping hints throughout my TBRs over like, or books that I'm reading over like the next couple of videos. Like I'm sneaking different ideas in, so you might see things. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. I hope that you were able to join this readathon. I also have graphics for you to share in the Discord that you can post on your Instagram in order to show that you are being in this readathon. Make sure to always tag me. You can tag your co-host, and once again, I have linked also all of the hosts underneath this video so that you can follow all of them because they are all amazing and they're all going to be offering super awesome sprints. And so I hope that you get to meet a couple booktubers that maybe you never have met before. All right, that's it for this video, and please go participate, and I will see you for this readathon in November. All right, guys. Bye.